So today's video is going to be a tutorial on this monochromatic brown look that I'm wearing right now. In the video, I chose to pair this with a dark brown lip, which is just one of my favorite lip colors ever. Obviously, you don't have to do that. You can pair it with a nude lip if you'd prefer, but I just kind of really love bold eyes and bold lips. You guys know this to be true. So I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial. I will catch you in the next one. Thumbs up the video if you do enjoy it. Please subscribe if you have not, and check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms. And I'll catch you in the next one. Love you more than you'll ever know. Bye. Alright guys, we're starting off with a primer, and I use MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but obviously you can use anything that you want. You just want to make sure that you have something on that lid to create a separation of your skin and the eyeshadow so it lasts all day. Then I'm going to go in with a concealer. I'm using a MAC Studio Finish. Use whatever concealer you have, it doesn't matter. You don't even have to do this step if you don't want to. I just do this to kind of clean up the underside of the brow. It makes it look a little bit more lifted, and it helps the brow highlight that we go in with later pop a little bit more. But like I said, it is very, very, very optional. An important step in this process, excuse me, is to remember that you need to blend these two colors together. You don't want like this harsh, distinct line between your eyelid and your brow bone. It's all about blending, as we know, so I always blend out with a synthetic brush and then my finger. Then I'm taking MAC Vanilla Eyeshadow. Once again, use anything that you have. You can use base powder or any eyeshadow that you have that is a little bit lighter than the rest of your skin tone. This is extremely helpful in the blending process moving forward. Then I'm going to take Anastasia Beverly Hills Burnt Orange eyeshadow, and I'm just going to bust this out in the outer corner of my eye, moving upwards in a diagonal motion. This is kind of, you know, repetitive, I guess, after a while if you've seen a lot of my videos, but it is important. If you take that shade up and out as opposed to as inverted, like C shape, you won't be closed off, and it really does help you layer your colors later on in this process. So you can make this as dark as you want it to be. I made it pretty dark because the lid color that we're going in with later is on the dark side, and you need a good bit of contrast. So I really wanted my crease and my outer corner of my eye to be very, very dark. Then I'm going in with the Tartlette Palette, and this shadow right here, I don't know the name of it. I'm just going to push this a little bit lower in the outer corner of my eye with a smaller brush. I'm not going to surpass or cover up the initial color that we went in with. That is a very, very, very big tip I can give you when it comes to creating an eye look. Don't cover up each color. Then I'm taking this color from the Tartlette Palette. It's just the darkest one that we're going to use. It's going on a smaller brush, and it's going even lower on the eye and in the outer corner. You want to make sure that every time you add a color, you go back in with a bigger brush to blend all of the shades on your lid or crease or outer corner or wherever together. It just is easier to stay on top of it that way. Then I'm taking this color from MAC. It's called Sable. I'm not going to lie, it's not the most pigmented color. I really had to go in and build this up a lot. Once again, if you don't have this color, you don't have to use this color. I'm sure there's a crap ton of dupes. I'm going to start linking Tim Talia's website down below, because she actually has a thing on her website that you can plug in the name of a color and it will generate a dupe for you, because there's no sense in you guys running out and wasting your money on products that you probably already have things similar to. Then I'm going to take Shroom from MAC, which is a kind of shimmery, highlighty color, just to pop up underneath that brow. Then I'm going to move on to my eyeliner. I halfway considered doing a wing. I thought it might look kind of cool, but I wanted to make this tutorial as easy as possible because I honestly think everything else about it is super simple, so why not keep the eyeliner super simple? Then I'm using these Veour lashes. This is like the third time I've worn them. They're going strong. Sorry all my product shots. My makeup is super messy, but it's not the end of the world. But I put them on off camera just to help the quickness of the video. And then I'm going in with my Too Faced Hydrating Primer, and I got makeup all over my face in the process. There was some eyeshadow on the back of my hand, obviously, but just to hydrate the skin. My skin is breaking out. It is that time of the month, just to be completely honest with you, so please excuse it. And I'm using Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation on my Sigma Kabuki brush. This is the 3D one. I've been using it a lot lately, and honestly, I wasn't using foundation brushes forever until I got this one. I like it so much because of the shape. Because I'm a person who typically does my brows and my eyes first, it's ideal to get the product where I need it to be, and I don't have to worry about it messing up my eyeshadow or my eyebrows, because I've definitely been a victim of kind of erasing my eyebrows as I go forward in the process of doing my makeup. But even as much as I do love the brush, I do recommend hitting your face with a beauty blender sponge or something comparable to that, just to absorb excess product, make sure you don't have any streaks, anything like that. It's extremely helpful. Then I'm taking IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. You guys have seen me use this a lot lately. I really enjoy it. It's an extremely pigmented, long-wearing, amazing concealer. There are some tips and tricks involved. When I first got this, I didn't think I was going to like it because the consistency is really thick compared to anything I've used in the past, which kind of scared me away from it initially. But if you apply it with a brush first and just get it where you want it to go, and then quickly go in with a damp beauty blender, or in this case, the Real Techniques Beauty Blender Sponge dupe thing, and then blend it out that way, it's so much easier to manipulate as opposed to just maybe dabbing it on with your fingers or putting the sponge directly into it and trying to manipulate it all over the skin. Kind of a pain in the butt. Next, I'm taking the LORAC contour palette and MAC Emphasize highlighting powder. I'll leave links all this down below. I had kind of mixed the beige highlight in that palette and the MAC powder together on my brush. I'm just trying some new things. I feel like the complexion part of my tutorials can get extremely repetitive, but I'm just not prone to trying a bunch of new products. If what I have is working, I don't really want to like encourage you guys to waste money on stuff you don't need to, so I don't like to mix it up that much. But for the rest of my face, I am setting it with the RCMA No Color Powder just to make sure the rest of the area on my skin doesn't move in terms of my foundation, because it is getting humid here in Georgia and my skin's getting oily and the seasons are changing, so you gotta accept that crap, just saying. Then I'm taking the Studio Carabelin Powder from MAC in the color Medium Dark, and I'm using it to somewhat bronze my skin. You can obviously use any face powder in the whole world that you have as a bronzer. You do not have to buy a separate bronzer, and if you're fair-skinned, I do encourage you to consider trying a face powder that is a little bit closer to your skin tone, like deeper than your skin tone as it is, but not brown or tan or red, because that's just an unnatural tone on us, and it looks to be a bit heavy in terms of pigmentation around the face. I used to over bronze a lot, so trust me. Then I'm taking MAC Harmony Blush, and I'm just using this to lightly contour the very backs of my cheeks. I always contour the backs of my cheeks a little bit and my jawbone. That's pretty much it. And then I'm taking a little bit of the RCMA powder on a Fluff shader brush from Sigma just to cook the underside of my contour. I always let this sit while I move on and do my lash line. I have a routine kind of built in with my makeup, and it works for me, but you can skip any step that you don't want to do. I'm going to take that orange, what's it called? Burnt orange color from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to start running this underneath my eye. I always say in every video the under eye part is very optional, but I love it. And I really wanted this to be smoky, like I said, so I went in and I built that color up a lot. Then I went in with the next color that we used from that Tarte palette and smoked that out a little bit closer to my lash line with a little bit smaller of a brush from inner corner to outer corner. And then I'll take the very last color that we use in that Tarte palette on an even smaller brush and smoke out my lash line from inner corner to outer corner. You guys get the drift. I said it before, big brush, little brush rule. I will link my eyeshadow brush video here so you guys can check it out. It's very helpful from what I understand. Then I just put some black liner in the waterline and lightly smoked it out with that Tarte eyeshadow I spoke about before. It does help a lot in kind of creating that depth and smoky effect that we're going for. Camera, I did my bottom lash mascara. That is optional as well, but I love bottom lashes and I love them to look big and long and voluminous. It just adds that smoky effect. And again, I'm sorry my product shots are always so crappy, but it's whatever. Now I'm dusting off that cooking powder I laid down when I was doing my under eyelash area. Want to make sure you take the time to really get all that excess off. For blush, I'm going in with Melba from MAC. I do believe that Makeup Geek has a similar color. I think it's called Spellbound. The Balm Frat Boy is very similar. There's tons and tons of alternatives to MAC if you don't have it. But I'm just going to use this to blush up the apples of my cheeks. I didn't want to go with anything shimmery or I never want to go with anything too bright. I say that in every video. I don't want to go with something too bright, but that's generally the way that I am with blush. And I've been really into the matte skin look, but feel free to substitute this with whatever shade you are into. And for lips, I'm going in with Bittersweet Lip Liner from MAC. You don't have to have this as well. You can use a brown eyeliner even. It will work just fine. I'm going to use that to line the perimeter of my lips, and it doesn't really matter if I include this part of the video, I guess, because my mirror was completely all up in your face, Nancy Grace, and I didn't realize it till much later. Now I look like I have a mustache. Nice. Then I'm taking ColourPop Limbo lipstick for my lip color, and you can actually, like I said, take that lip liner brown eyeliner if that's what you were using before. You can easily just put that over the lips and have the exact same effect. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Love you more than you will ever know. Bye.